But what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to do the free ones first, right? Today's video, I'm gonna be sharing all of the fun and free and affordable things that you can do with kids this summer, whether you homeschool or not, right? All children are usually home for the summer. So if you're new here, my name is Shadiamond. I'm a homeschooling mom to a 6, 5, and 2-year-old. So let's get into it. It's currently May the 12th, and I'm trying to plan out things for the summer for my kids as well as for my homeschool group. So I was like, why not make a video on all the things that we are going to be doing, not being too specific, right, for safety purposes, but to just share what's out there. So it's not gonna be a super long video, I don't think. But the first thing on my list is summer reading. Our summer reading program starts on next week. And if you're new to summer reading, it's like many libraries, not all, many libraries have a summer reading program where they have like a reading log that the kids fill out. They set a goal of how many books they want to read for the summer. They have different checklists and things of that nature, bingo or whatever. So if they check things off or they complete the bingo, then they get free gifts and books and things of that nature. So it's a really fun incentive to get kids to read more, to do more. And with summer reading, the library also have a lot of events that they set up. So last summer we did a whole lot of stuff that was fun and it was free, right? And this summer is nothing less than what it is. Instead, I think this summer they have more to offer, because I was only going to one library at first, but now I go to different libraries. You have to check and see which has the better resources, which has more resources that, you know, is applicable to what your children are interested in. And so like I checked 3 or 4 different calendars, and I think we're gonna be set for the summer. So that's the first thing. Check out the library programs and events, right? Our different libraries have events with like the Flight Museum. They had a ballet event last year. They had like science events, all type of things for the community. So it's really fun to just look at the free calendar, register if you need to, and then go from there. The library also have story time for kids. They also have crafts throughout the year as well. So those are a few different things. So the next thing I have is to go to local splash pads. Splash pads are like parks that have water play, right? And this could be in your area, this could be in a neighboring, you know, town or community, but usually they're free or they're very inexpensive, right? So that's something that we may do this year. We didn't go to a splash pad last year. Since we usually take a yearly beach trip, we don't usually go to like splash pad and stuff like that. But this year we're gonna explore a little more and do the splash pads. Or even if you don't do splash pads, grab one of those kiddie pools from like the dollar store, Walmart, Target, wherever you want to get them from. If you have yard to do that, we haven't been able to do that because, you know, we just didn't have the space for it. But this year's different, so I'm excited for that and all what's to come. I'll post things like that on Instagram and on YouTube, you know, just to share some fun activities and ideas. Next on my list is local museums. So here where we are, we have the art museum that's free. We have the Civil Rights Institute. We have the Negro Southern Leagues Museum. We have those museums that are free, and then we have other museums that are discounted. So what I'm gonna do is try to go around to the different museums we have not visited yet that are free, right, and then see those, as well as those that are discounted for the people who stay in this area. Visit those as well. I recently shared a post on Facebook where if you get SNAP benefits or food stamps, then you can go to the museums all over for a discounted price. I think like $3, $5, $10. So that could be your local zoos, your local space museums, your local science museums, and things of that nature. So if you know anyone who you know, qualifies or get those benefits, definitely share with them. I know, look, we're all trying to budget and trying to save as much as possible. So if you could share and be helpful to someone, definitely pass along this information. And then we're also going to try to visit more parks that we normally don't go to. Different parks have different scenery, you know, different features and stuff like that. So I'm all about getting outside in the summer, exploring, trying to figure out where all the gyms are and, you know, share with other people. So that's another thing. Museums and parks, right? The next thing I have on this list is the pool, right? So there are local pools, community pools. Sometimes I know the YMCA usually have summer things as well. We've never participated, but we do have a pool at a local park near us that offers swim lessons for only $5 per child. Only $5 per child. So this year we're going to try to participate in that if all goes well. If all goes planned, we'll do that. If not, then we'll just stick to our norm with the pool at the house or splash pads. But those are some things to look out for. There are some free and discounted, you know, swimming lessons for kids in the community. You just have to look around for the resources, right? The next thing I have on here is family game nights. So sometimes we don't have to go out and buy anything. We just have to be intentional with what we already have. So if you have different games around your home, just figure it out and do ways to play with them. Or going to the Five Below, Dollar Tree, thrifting, wherever you can find cheap and inexpensive games. Or ask family members who are getting rid of things. That's a really good thing as well. To just give you some games, right? Set aside one specific night weekly to do like games, have little snacks, have little drinks, take it outside, be creative, create your own things. But that's a good idea. We're gonna implement those this year as well. Never really considered like doing game nights during the summer, but that's something we're gonna do. The next thing I have on my list is camping. We usually go camping in the fall, but if you have a big yard or you have a family that has, you know, a lot of yard, then maybe you could set up a family camping trip, you know, something really fun, you know, s'mores and just enjoying nature. Camping is not very expensive, especially if you're doing it in your yard or a friend or family yard, but it is a great bonding time for the kids. My children love to be outside in nature. They get the best sleep when we're camping, so that's an idea to explore. I also have a few more things on my list, right? So these things are not free, but they are discounted or they are affordable, depending on how you look at it, right? So the first thing I have is the Kids Bowl Free program. If you have not heard of that program, it's where kids are able to bowl free every summer in different locations, like all over, but it depends on the select location in your area. So when you sign them up, they get 2 free games of bowling. I don't know if it's per day or per week, but they do have to pay for like the bowling shoes, which is the only charge. And that program runs from May to September. So I just signed my girls up this morning. They do have a family pass where you pay $44 for up to 4 adults, and you can go as many times as you want to during the summer for only $44, which is, I don't know what the cost of bowling. We don't go often, but it's something that you can consider, and I'll leave the link in my description box. The next thing I have are the summer movies, y'all. Last year we saw a lot of summer movies for $2 or $3, and I even found a movie theater that do movies free. So all over the US, they have different theaters offering different movies at different prices. Some are free, some are $2, some are $3, some are $5. But if you want your children to get that experience with, you know, being in a movie theater, you know, having the snacks and the sound effects and all of that, then that's something that you should consider doing. I think it's only on specific days of the week, so maybe like Tuesday and Wednesday. It varies by location, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to do the free ones first, right? And then we'll move on depending on like the crowd and the selection of the movies and stuff like that. Also just look into the selection of the movies, because all of them are not appropriate for my kids, right? So I have to pre-screen the movies first, but if you want to get that theater experience, you want to get out the house, you want to see one of your favorite movies on the big screen, definitely check into those local movie theaters. And I'll try to drop a few of the website in the description box as well, so you can look at it for yourself and check and see which theater near you is offering one of these options, right? They usually start in the end of May or the beginning of June and go all the way until August, when school is usually starting back up. So that's that. The next thing I have is Camp Creatology, which is a summer camp that Michael's usually offer for kids. A few weeks of classes where the kids come in to do different crafts. I think for them it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I think, but the classes this year are $5 per class, and of course it's going to depend on which Michael's that you of course it's going to depend on which Michael's location you are, you know, going to. All of them are not doing the classes, but from what I saw on the internet and on their website, it's $5 per class this year. Last year you had to buy a kit and then, you know, come in and do that. But if you're not able to go in person, they will have like the things online, so you can register for a free Zoom class or, you know, watch it on YouTube. So that's an idea. If you have a lot of art supplies already at home, or if you don't mind paying the $5 to go in store to get the experience. I do think the age is 6 and older, right? So I'm gonna try it with my 5-year-old, you know, trying to get her in there as well. But that's another thing on my list. And the last thing I'm going to say as far as advice is to check your local Facebook groups, mom groups, city groups, and things of that nature. That's how I found out about a lot of things. There are event groups, there are homeschool groups that are offering different programs, different field trips, different experiences. Also, if you are a part of a homeschool group or you're creating your own, like I am going to be putting together free or inexpensive activities for my homeschooling group, whether that's art in the park, whether that's, you know, meeting up at this place or that place. But I'm going to try to put together some things as well, just so we can be together as a community, even though many people take the summer off for homeschooling, you know, but we're year-round homeschoolers. So I still want to get things together, still try to build community and all of that. But anytime I see something free or inexpensive, I'm always sharing. So I thought today's video would be no different, right? Let me just share a few gems, give you a few ideas of things you can do and things of that nature. I also want to say, don't really like count out any experience as not being fun to children. They love to experience things, they love to see new things, that are intrigued by things that we may not bat an eye at, right? So going to the farmer's market, right? The nurseries at the nurseries and the flower shops, the garden shops. What are some other places? I said museums, but like wherever you can get them out and see things that they don't normally see, it's always an experience. Walking through different, well, I wouldn't say that. I was gonna say walking through different neighborhoods, but you know, I'm not gonna say that. But like different, I said parks already. I don't know. I like to sightsee. I like to explore different stores. We like to be out and about all the time. So yeah, I think that's all for this video. If you have anything that you usually do with your children in the summertime, drop those suggestions below so I can add those to the list. If you have a link, drop the link as well. But that's all for this video. See you guys in my next one.